I want to say hi to all of you who are coming in, by the way, from the Lila Rose episode that I did. I did an interview over on her channel. A lot of you are coming in here. I'm getting a tremendous number of comments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for connecting with us. I'm happy that you're here. Okay, today I want to follow up a little bit on that episode because I got a overwhelming number of questions in her comment sections over there. A lot of questions about how to achieve some of the things we talked about. Some of the big pieces we talked about over there was the breakdown of family connections and the breakdown of community, all that bonding we're supposed to be doing, right? How that's been lost. We have to talk about that. Big questions about how to build friendships in adulthood and how to grow into those communities and not be alone anymore. Big questions around things like practical steps to create secure bonds with your new community and with the people in your life so that you aren't alone. I'd love to talk with you about some of these things. We're going to get through these. I do want to say, hey, if you didn't know, I have books, Exhausted Wives, Bewildered Husbands, and Slaying Your Fear. I finally have them up on my shelf displayed along with the 100,000 sort of followers and subscribers for YouTube button. So thank you to all of you who made that possible as well. All right, following up on my episode with Lila Rose, a lot of you were very struck by the concept that our communities have been broken over the last, let's say, 110 years. Many of you are feeling alone. If you're feeling alone, drop a yes in the comments or down in the chat. Let me know, guys. I'd love to hear. But most people today are feeling alone. It's a gigantic epidemic of loneliness. It's especially spreading through millennials. They're now finding that about 65% of millennials report significant loneliness every single day. So, welcome in here. Glad you guys are here. How to build a community. It's kind of tricky, but it's doable. Okay. There's a lot of people who don't have the family bonds that they're looking for. A lot of people are living essentially as orphans. Even if you have parents, you might even have siblings, but you have zero family connection whatsoever. You are rebuilding from scratch. You are effectively living as an orphan would live. Okay. I want you to know that. That is not good for your neurobiology. Your nervous system does not do well. It logs that you are alone. It logs that no one's connected to you. It logs that you are separated. It logs that. Your nervous system will scream in stress because you feel so alone. It is a massive problem that most people have. Most people go on the apps and they start looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend instantly, like, I need a partner that will fix everything. And it does not, in fact, fix everything. What it means is that you, desperation wise, will rush out there and find the first person who gives you attention and dive into that relationship because it feels right. Now, if you have attachment issues, it feels right because they actually have problems and you have a skill set to deal with their problems. That's a big problem. That's a massive issue. Okay. I don't want anybody out there diving into relationships that feel familiar if those relationships are structured the way your damaging childhood relationships were structured. So, a big thing you have to understand is that secure people and insecure people have segregated out, self segregated out into different communities. And those different communities are gate kept differently. To jump into the insecure community, you have to lead with feelings, you have to jump into relationships, you have to be flashy, you have to be very little substance, but all connection all up front. You have to over connect and over give to people, or you have to be like super cool and suave and give people emotional experiences instead, love bombing, service, all kinds of things. And it's this giant tumbled mess that connects way too fast and builds very low trust. This connection, this population, they connect based on feelings, and that's it. How did you make me feel? That's their connection. They pull you into their groups. If you make them feel good enough, they drag you into the groups so that now you can all feel in a big group. Most of you have experienced this before. This is where disaster usually happens. This is where you start regretting the people you connect with and where you feel more alone than ever before. Okay. To connect into the segregated out secure groups, okay, to connect over there, you have to signal differently. These groups connect based on character. They are character driven groups, which means trust, who you are and how visible you are, how honestly spoken you are. I don't mean brashly outspoken and crass. I mean honestly open about who you are. They connect based on your principles and your ethics and your long term goals. Are you safe to be around? Are you predictable in the right ways? Do your goals align or at least go parallel with their goals? Are you built on principles where you make decisions based on principles instead of feelings? Do you lead with feelings as fast as humanly possible? Do you avoid asking uncomfortable questions? Do you avoid answering uncomfortable questions? To gain access into those groups, you have to become securely attached to yourself to be able to embody that. Now, I don't mean perfect. You'll never be perfect. You have to socialize in a securely attached way. You have to be used to that and ready for that. You have to actually kind of like that approach. What this is going to do is first start filtering out the unhealthy, insecurely attached people from your life who will say, "You've changed and I don't like it. You don't give me good feelings anymore." Okay. They might be using you. They might be mean and hurtful people. They might just be really, really, I hesitate to say low value people, but they create very little value for those around them, but they take more, right? They are there to get feelings from you, but probably provide very little to you. Okay. And in the meantime, they cost you a tremendous amount. This is what I mean by a low value individual. Every human life has value. I'm not saying that, but the way we engage with others can create or diminish value. You're going to separate that out first. You will hit a middle ground, a no man's land where you are more alone than ever before. And you'll say, "Why did I listen to that Adam guy? Why did I listen to that dude? He's made my life worse. I'm so lonely. I'm lonelier than ever before. I long for a destructive relationship because at least I wouldn't be alone." It's inevitable. This is an inevitable part of the process. People usually hit this. I have my attachment circle group coaching connection. They're all thankful they have each other in there for that no man's land. And when they're like, "Oh, why did I listen to Adam?" Everyone's like, "Oh, you hit that point. You'll get through it. I get it there. I got there too." Right? You have to know that that's going to be there. And then you push through and you start speaking and connecting and asking and bonding with trust based systems that pulls you into that segregated, secure community. Okay. The groups are almost invisible to each other. It's not like they're consciously segregating. They segregate out based on those different factors and those different experiences they're seeking. Okay. As you make your way into that community, you become immensely valuable because you are trustworthy. They can be calm and stable around you. They know that you're not taking more than you're giving, and everyone can work together peacefully. It's not a utopia, don't get me wrong, but it's a trust-based, peaceful system where everybody is optimizing and growing and working together. Make sense? As you gain access into that, suddenly they start connecting you to others that they know. It's that first one or two that takes a time to break through and earn that trust. But as you do, now you have a community and you begin connecting because in that group, they want more trustworthy people. The strength of the individual is the strength of the group. Okay. I have these amazing relationships and we all thrive together. That's that mindset. So you have to prove yourself at the gate to a couple people in that community who then pull you in. Now you're in. Now you've got deeper community. Now you've got deeper enrichment with those people. They can be a lot of places, but you're going to have to go places where securely attached people are optimizing and achieving. This does not mean you have to become a lawyer and go to like, lawyer seminars and no, no, no. That's probably not even a healthy group. Actually, we know that by the research, that's not a very healthy group. You need to go to places where they are growing, learning, advancing, changing, right? Where would these people be? Well, one thing we know is that that group is predominantly religious, of a variety of different religions. But going and sitting in a religious service on whatever day of the week and just sitting there and twiddling your thumbs and then diving into your car and escaping afterward is not going to do anything. Getting engaged in the deeper community, proving your value, speaking with people, speaking about who you are, talking about your principles, your ethics, your long-term goals, asking them about theirs, having deeper conversations that actually matter, right? That's going to be massively important to build value into that community. Um, I found out about this recently. There is a group in London, in the UK, called the Lonely Girls Club. I don't know a lot about it, but it's based on, to what I understand, it's based on the concept of these are women who don't have family networks. They want to get integrated with other women who want friendship, right? There's like almost 100,000 members in London alone. Can't vouch for it. I've learned about it. I'm learning about these groups all over the world because I'm gathering all this data. It's part of my job. Groups like that. Okay. What do? You grow there, go there, you show value, you talk, you engage, you do it a few times. The first 3 seconds is not going to get you your best friend. You go and engage with these groups where people are growing, optimizing, learning. Okay. A healthy person is engaged in optimization, not survival. So you go to places where people are optimizing, growing, learning, expanding, networking in good ways. Okay. Your industry networking is probably not the place to find your deepest community. Hate to say it, but if you're in an industry, especially that is really renowned for pulling on healthy people, which is most industries right now, unfortunately, you're probably not going to find your tribe, your community, that bonding effect inside a professional sphere. Now, you may connect to good people who then build a business with you. I had that. I've had that, right? My business partners, they're phenomenal, but I didn't meet them professionally necessarily. I met them in other areas and it became professional. It became a business thing together. Okay. Go where people are networking, growing, optimizing, who are speaking real truth, who are unafraid. They're not brash and crass and mean. They're just trading based on trust. Character is your entry card. Your character is valuable, who you are as a person, not how you make them feel, but your being as a person is valuable because they can rest in your presence. They can dive deeper with you. They can be calm with you. Now there's opportunities to grow together. This is what those communities are seeking. Okay. This is a great way to find friendship. This is a great way for you to be building that community that you're looking for and building what we call pseudo families where you're connecting. When I did that episode with Lila Rose, I highly recommend you guys go check it out on her channel. I think she has like spliced it 5, 6, 7 times on the channel and like using clips from it because it was a great conversation for all of us. I highly recommend you go to Lila's channel and check it out, Lila Rose. Go there. Great conversation. But what I want to hammer in now is many of you will have to build pseudo families going forward. Okay. Many of us are orphans, essentially. Many of us are essentially functioning as orphans. No tribe, no larger family structure, right? Many of us don't even have that deeper nuclear family. We're even disconnected from those people. Okay. Maybe we see them occasionally on a holiday and we eat a meal with them. So I'm joining a mom group community in the middle of this month. I hear you. Some mom groups are cool. Some mom groups are absolute death. Be careful, be mindful, see what you're in, track it, leave if it's really bad. Okay. Same is true of any kind of group. A lot of people are joining pickleball right now because it's pulling that community, right? That's one idea. Hiking groups, dancing classes. There's so many things, right? There's so much richness in this community and this connection. Okay. Do that. Make that connection. Make that conversation, build those communities, do that bonding. If you can do this, you can begin accessing that segregated, securely attached group of people. They're everywhere. They're in every culture, in every society, every color, every shape, everything, but they are there. Okay. Some cultures and societies have more of them than other people do. In the West, it's a much smaller pool, something like 1/3 of the population, maybe even just 1/4, but they're there. Price of entry is behaving in a securely attached manner where you are visible to them so that when you interact with them, oh, I recognize that we're the same. We're securely attached. Let's bond, right? That's what we're looking for. That's that connection that we're looking for. If you can do that, if you can build that, okay, that's how you grow this. That's how you grow this. You're going to have to build that though. You're going to have to go out there and have those connections. Okay. It is not going to get better until you do it manually. Friendship, community, family, they're not going to fall out of the sky, right? There's an old joke about modern women, right? Like, I sit in my apartment, I only leave to go to yoga or work, and I come home and watch Netflix. I'm waiting for my husband to be delivered by Amazon, right? It's what a lot of good women are doing. And the alternative seems to be, well, I don't want to go on Tinder. I don't want to go on the dating apps, right? And then there's all the men out there looking, saying there's no good women left. There's none in the world. No, they're all at home watching Netflix, going to yoga, going to work, and then waiting for a husband to be delivered via the mail. A lot of good men are doing the same thing. I go to work, I go to the gym. Where's my wife, right? A lot of people are waiting. A lot of people are waiting. I highly recommend we stop waiting. I highly recommend we go out and start engaging. Okay. If you do that, you can start building the community that you're looking for. It does not get better until you do it manually, but as you begin doing it, again, no man's land in the middle, totally okay. Be understanding that that is the process. This was a big question that we got on Lila Rose's podcast on her comment sections was, look, Adam, I know everything's broken. I know that the five safety networks are gone, right? I know that my tribe, I know that my specific village, I know that my extended kith and kin network, I know that my very tight local local family network as well, and I know that my religious network, all five of them are broken. I don't have any of those five left, right? They are all diminished. I know it. Unfortunately, really common. Most of us are in that boat. It's not you. You're not the problem. You're not alone. You're not broken. You're not undesirable. You're not, none of that. It's not you. This is a society wide issue. So I'm not here to blame you, but you do need to be the one who solves it because no one else is going to find you. You're not going to get a husband delivered via Amazon, You're not going to have a best friend delivered right in the mail. They're not going to crawl through your mail slot on your apartment door and introduce themselves. If they did, you should call the police, right? That's not how this works. You're going to have to go places where secure, healthy people are growing and optimizing. You're going to have to speak to them in their language so they recognize you're one of them. You have to engage with them enough that they really feel it. And then you build that trust based relationship and they pull you into that network and then you fly. Okay. If you can do this, this is where your life begins to change. This is where your life really begins to change. If you can't do that yet, okay, you need to begin working on the way that you speak, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you talk. One big change is this. And you guys will notice this is actually pulled from a sales tactic, but it's actually securely attached behavior. Assuming the yes in conversation. A lot of insecurely attached people will say, well, hey, if you have any time, if you want to hang out, is that okay? Do you want to? A securely attached person will hear that and go, ooh, it's a little much. As they're getting to know you, it starts flagging for them that you're really uncomfortable. Something's really off. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm a little busy. Assuming the yes means, hey, I would love to spend some more time with you outside of this group. Are you open? If you're open for that, when can we do that? You assume the yes. See, even I almost did it. Like, hey, are you open to that? You can do that occasionally, but I take it the other way. Hey, I'd love to get to know you better. You and I have connected through this group 3 or 4 times. I think you're an awesome person. I'd love to take you out for coffee. If you're open to that, when's a good time? Assuming the yes. Here's why. It is rude to do this in insecurely attached groups because it makes them uncomfortable because then they have trouble saying no. So it feels awful. You need to start repelling insecurely attached people because the same behaviors will attract healthy people. As you assume the yes, securely attached people have no problem saying no. I'm sorry, that's not for me. I know, yeah, we've connected in this group. I've got a massively busy life. I'm not gonna have time to do that. Hey, you know what? I like to keep these friendships and these groups very connected and professional, just in this. So I'm not open to that. Securely attached people aren't like, oh, how do I say no? They're like, no, thank you, but no. Right? That's the hallmark of secure attachments, being able to do that. So securely attached people assume the yes because they also assume the other person has the backbone to be able to say no. It's not rude to assume the yes in that community. It is massively rude to assume the yes in the insecurely attached community, right? Be the person who repels the insecure but draws in the secure. The more that you assume the yes in a gracious fashion, the more that you connect. That's just one of many, many ways that you have to change your language and your social appearance, if you will, to pull in those healthier people. But as you make this shift, as you make that change, everything begins to transform. I talked a lot about those tactics on Lila Rose's show. Um, if I go back on that show, I will talk probably a lot more about those tactics in the future, I guess. I talk a lot about those tactics here on this channel. So if you're just beginning to join us, I highly recommend you go back through this channel. We have so many videos. That's what got us our 100,000 subscribers. And again, thank you to all of you who made that possible. I don't know if you guys know that that's what the silver play button is for. It's 100,000. You know what the next goal is? A million. I think it's a gold one for that. I'm looking forward to that. And you guys are going to make that possible by spreading the word and by making use of this channel. I want to be useful to you. As you're going through, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and keep coming to these live streams because I want to bring you the best value. Biggest takeaway from this live stream here today that I want you to hold on to. One, you are not going to find your community, your friends, your tribe, or your partner by sitting in your apartment. Amazon does not deliver them. I've checked. Okay. Number two, going out and joining communities is what you have to do. But join communities that are where people are growing and optimizing, not where people are barely hanging on and hate their life. A hobby based group may or may not be a good hit, but some sort of hobby that engages you socially and grows you, much better. Okay. Go out and do growth and optimization based groups and communities. That's where you're going to connect. While you're there, actually talk to people, actually talk with them. And as you do, talk in a secure fashion. I have videos all over this channel of how to do that, but engage with them more. Talk about substance, not small talk. Life goals, principles, ethics, hopes, dreams, challenges you're overcoming. I've done so many deep dives on this here on this channel, right? Hey, what are you working on in your life? What are you building? What are you excited for? What's a challenge you've overcome recently? Something like that. Okay. Not small talk. Securely attached people barely touch small talk. There's no point because big talk is not threatening. It's only threatening in the insecure community. And then making that deeper connection and actually going in for the ask and assuming the yes. As you do this, you dive deeper into those communities and you grow your connections with others. It's not going to happen until you get off the couch. It's not going to happen until you overcome your fears. It's not going to happen until you do proper bonding. It's not going to happen until you do more secure things. If you need help with that, let me and my team know. We are, of course, always here to help at every level, whatever you might need. Okay. Got self paced courses. We got books on Amazon. Slaying Your Fear is great for anyone who's just beginning this process. Slaying Your Fear is on Amazon. Check that out. If you're married and you have attachment issues in the marriage, Exhausted Wives, Bewildered Husbands, both on Amazon. But guys, there's so much hope. There is so much hope. Most people feel totally, utterly afraid and believe there's no hope. And there is an overwhelming abundance of hope. You just have to know how to access it. Biggest takeaway from today. Guys, go out there, act secure, be secure, talk bigger, assume the yes, join communities, add value to the community, talk to the people at that community, get numbers, and build your connection. No more orphans. No more orphans in this land, right? No more people who feel like orphans, even though their family is still alive. Emotionally, you're an orphan. We need to fix that because your nervous system knows it. Okay. Take care of yourselves. I will be back again real soon. Make sure you go check out my episode with Lila Rose on her channel. Massively amazing episode, huge explosive response. Go check it out and let me know your thoughts. We'll talk again real soon.